how you should care for your pets. If you have a topic that you'd like Dr. Dan to address or a question you'd like to have answered, just call KWPC studio line at 263-8600 to participate. Please understand that the views and opinions expressed by the participants of the program are not necessarily those of the management, employees, or advertisers of this radio station. And now it's time to find out what's in store for us today. From Dr. Dan Drehas, Dr. Dan the Animal Man, brought to you by the Riverside Animal Hospital in Muscatine.
Morning, Muscatine and the surrounding areas. It's another wonderful Tuesday. Not raining, that's always good. For Dr. Dan, the Animal Man, and what he's got in store for you today, just like the rewind up says. Of course, I'm coming to you from Riverside Animal Hospital, the Animal Emergency Center we talk about sometimes. I'm coming to you from there. And today I'm going to mostly come to you from, well, a little bit from the Muscatine Community College Vet Tech Program, because I have a special guest, a recurrent guest, usually once or twice a year, a repeat, Peggy Gordon.
Good morning, Dan.
And we are working the school and helping a little bit. I mean, I say helping. We try to support a few bodies and stuff like that with the famous, malicious, whatever.
Muscatine Dog Park Project, or COMP.
And, of course, with the Barktoberfest coming up in conjunction with that. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. You've probably been on the radio on a couple different shows.
No, this is our first. We've been working so hard on keeping on track with the construction phase that we've got a parallel path going with Barktoberfest.
I'm glad I got you in here right before I started, so you have your last push to get some more activities participants out there. And my understanding, Jordan, is I always said I had a face for the radio. Maybe
I hear that all the time, Dr. Dan. I hear it all the time.
That not only on YouTube, which you can look under KWPC
Voice of Muscatine.
Voice of Muscatine, and also at riversidevet.com. I have a link. I put another one up just last week.
Awesome.
I'm still waiting for the one we did with my most recent song, The Dental Vet. So
I missed that one.
Because we kind of pre-recorded that one last time, and now we've gone up to new venues because we're tweeting, I understand.
We're out on Twitter too.
My first tweet is a video tweet or something like that. I don't know how it works.
I don't really know what it's called, but it's through Periscope. That's the service they use.
I always thought I had a good whistle for.
Perfect.
So I'm tweeting now.
Can I set that as my reminder?
So we have multiple ways we can see this. So it's actually live on the radio as well as on Twitter right now. So how about that?
Sounds weird. Live on the radio.
Live on the radio.
Audio.
Well, it was not
video.
Quite live on there. Pretty soon we will have, I don't know, a bandstand out front, and we can come and
there you go.
watch. So anyway, first of all, before we get to Barktoberfest, I drive by the Humane Societies on the way to Riverside from the community college. So I drive there all the time, and I always take a peek right before you pass the Humane Society on that little kind of access road.
Right.
And I see the fences going up and stuff. Where are we at with that, Peggy?
Actually, pretty darn exciting. Like you said, it's sort of between the American Legion and the Humane Society on that same side is where the dog park's going to be. I don't have to say future site. It is the site, just not quite open yet.
Uh-huh.
So as you drive down there, like you said, you can start seeing construction. The fencing's been done for over a month.
Yep.
We still have 3 sections. We got like almost 3,000 linear feet of fence alone. So it's awesome. I mean, we've sort of kept to our spec. Large dog area, small dog area, and then timid, reserve, quiet
kind of geriatric
zone.
or something.
Yeah,
So
rescue.
we get beat up by the big dogs.
Somebody that needs a transition, or a senior person like myself that might not want to chase a dog around 2 acres.
Are they separated by fencing?
Yes, they are.
Okay, cool.
And each of the sections has a double gated entry. Staging area is what they'll say on the signage and everything, which is nice. And they're large, so you can walk in, take your dog off the leash, and then introduce them into into their area. So that's done. Parking is done. We got like 23 parking spots. We just have to stripe, or the city has to stripe like the handicap.
Oh, so it's poured?
It's
asphalt or concrete?
It's poured and asphalt
Okay.
combination. And then they're building like a berm towards the compost area just to help block it. And there'll be some juniper shrubs on top of that. They planted trees from branching out Iowa grants, so there's some trees with protection around them, not little 2-foot saplings, some pretty nice trees. the last major thing was the concrete pour for the entrance shelter was done last week.
So you start building that?
Yes. So they've got two sections they had to help pour in preparation. So the foundation's there for our entrance shelter, which I think is going to be 20 by 20 size.
Okay.
There will be shade shelters and water. The water trenching's done in each area. So there's a lot going on.
Now, that entrance shelter, I'm assuming restrooms in there?
No, we are not having restrooms.
Okay, dogs have plenty.
Yes.
I didn't know. So that's actually good something for people to realize that there will be no restroom out there.
Right. At this point, I mean, I've seen a few at dog parks, and I've seen some without. And if you think about it, if you're taking your dog down there, what are you going to do if it's just you and your dog? Mm-hmm. If you have to go into the restroom and it's like a porta potty type thing.
Oh, yeah. So
you might want to plan your trip according to your bladder.
Or find that tree just like the dog.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully not the new trees. But it is really exciting because I mean you can see things and there's actually locks on the gate because they're finishing up construction. The shelter was donated by Affordable Metals, so we're waiting on that to come in, and then we've got 3 other shade shelters to go out with the water fountains and.
Is the grounds, the grass or whatever? Is that all seeded? You see that last year?
We seeded that like 2 years ago almost.
That's what I thought.
At the end of 2016.
Okay.
So some of the funds, as a group, we are still raising funds. The park is paid for through the CAT grant and donations, but we're going to continue as a group to raise funds, and Barktoberfest will help, and I think we're going to reseed again this fall.
Okay.
So things like that we'll be able to continue.
So it's ready for them to run around on already. As soon as they get the rest of the.
It's a little rough around where the fencing went up, and the city in all their wisdom required that we put down a weed barrier to make it easier to maintain.
Around the fences?
So yeah.
That's probably good.
It is very good.
Very good. Ooh,
I was suspicious because of the cost. But I saw a park up in Rochester, Minnesota, a beautiful park, but they had weeds that were like 2 foot tall.
That's chain link. You can just it'll eat up weed eater spool like crazy.
Yeah. So we wanted to keep maintenance easy, and I'm like, and it looks good. So,
okay, good.
But there's still a little roughness around that.
What's a weed barrier look like?
It's a concrete pad.
Oh, okay.
That the fence sits on, and it's I think 8 inches deep.
Wow.
Okay. So big question: is there a date? Okay. She
Big answer. Big answer.
No, specifically. This fall, probably not.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it will be this fall.
Oh gosh, yes.
Okay. Well, there's a date, a time frame. I should say.
Yeah, like I said, the major components are done. The signage I think goes up, or at least the signage up by the park, not the monument sign on Hauser yet. That'll come up this fall sometime. But we need to get the sign up, and then we need to get the city and Parks and Rec to give us the date. Probably a little soft opening is what we're shooting for.
Okay.
We also want to have a public meeting that will go over the rules.
I was going to talk about it too.
Yep. And then also some dog etiquette. So we need to schedule that.
Yep. Some health maintenance preventive.
Always.
Okay.
We'll add that. We're working on the presentation tonight. So any ideas?
You betcha. Because that's one thing. I've talked with you times before. And I can't remember what your signs are going to say. We should have vaccinations minimal or anything like that. But there are going to be some touchy-feely stuff going on with the dog, sniffing rear ends and heaven forbid an occasional tussle, whatever. Hopefully nothing too big, but it's going to happen. So make sure your animal, and this is my Dr. Dan moment, be wary of what kind of animal you're bringing down there. There are dog aggressive animals, and you know who you are out there. Those are probably not ones to, or at least watch when you're out there. Who's out there? Okay, be alone or warn people and keep on a leash or whatever. I know it's an off-leash park, but you may want to do that if you have a dog-aggressive sort of personality. So I'm not a fan of those people understanding that and then let them go attack the little poodle.
And that'll be part of our dog etiquette part of the meeting. But it is critical that you know your dog, you know other breeds, you know signs. Mm-hmm. But like I said, the vaccinations and shots, I mean, the rule sign will call out the rabies because that's a city requirement. Yeah. But we also have a communication kiosk, so we'll put up reminders about like heart and tick time during the spring and whenever. Canine cough vaccinations.
I'm glad you said that. So Peggy knows, because your dog is up all this stuff. The canine cough, not every vet clinic in the area vaccinates for that. I know there's some around the outlying vet clinics that don't recommend that as a as a core vaccine, because it's not technically a core vaccine. Riverside we do because we see enough of it. This is one reason for that. Well, kennel cough, it doesn't go to the kennel, I'm going to the dog park. It's a nose to nose in the area sort of a thing. And so that's going to be the one thing that, call your vet right now, get it on board. Of course, the distemper parvo is a no-brainer too. We don't want to have some diarrhea and finding out we got parvo out there. So that's really up to the client. Peggy, the owners of the park, the city can't regulate that. You just have to be truthful on it. I'm sure they're not going to go out there with the vaccine police and saying, where's your certificate of vaccination?
For that, yes, definitely. I mean, for the rabies, the city license for city residents, county residents just need a proof of rabies type thing. But we will put up reminders, and that's why we will have a communication kiosk that we can put things like that.
So is there like an application process to go?
That's a great question, George. The city, the Parks and Rec, which is managing this, does have an online way to subscribe to the membership. Okay. So there will be a yearly fee. And the first fee is not just 2018, the few months that are left. It'll be 2018, 2019. It's going to be $15 a dog.
That's not bad at all.
No, that's great.
Really reasonable.
It's a lot cheaper than Iowa City, but we do have communities in the area that are free. We're more in line with Cedar Falls, Waterloo, Burlington. So, we'll have that fee, which will help with the mowing, and stuff like that. But you will be also required to have the city license, which we lack in a lot. But they do have a cool online site. That you can do that. So you don't have to go down to Parks and Rec unless you want to write by check or pay in cash. Then you'll have to go down and see the team there.
Will you get like a tag for the dog or a card for the owner or something like that? Or what?
We went back and forth. So the cities decided to go with a tag.
Okay, good.
It'll be a year tag. And we keep saying you don't need to put that on the collar, but we are going to give lanyards to everybody. Well, I don't want to go up if I'm policing it, because some parks have volunteers that will go check to see if you have a membership. And
kind of thing where, like my school, when we had lanyards, they gave us lanyards that had to be visible when we were on. So
you can put your tag on there, because you might have 2, 3, 4 tags for your dogs. And who wants another tag sometimes on their dog when they got the city, the rabies, their name, and they clink a lot.
Well, sometimes it's good to know they're coming. Where are you, Fido? Clink, clink.
That or their nails.
I know. I got my students know because I carry my keys around as I show it on the, and they can hear me coming down to the classroom. So when I'm going with stealth mode, I hold it.
They can't hear you. But that was pretty cool because, I mean, you want to be able to buy those things online, make it easy.
Yes.
They'll have day passes, so soccer visitors or ballpark visitors or visitors to town. There'll be a $5 day pass, and they'll be able to, again, buy that online, and then if somebody asks, they can just show it.
I'd like to show your phone or something. Okay, that'd
cool.
Is the day of the phone, like, hey,
QR codes, all that kind of stuff.
So, it's really cool that the city has that functionality. It already works with other things that they do, so.
We'll get to her. We'll take a break, Peggy, and we'll talk a little bit more about that and Barktoberfest. Okay? We'll be back. This is Dr. Dan.
Hey there, Dave Scott and Bogey the Bulldog here from Bogey Motors. We had a question from a listener. Dear Bogey, used car shopping, online, yes or no? Good question. The internet is great for some stuff, but you want a human being and you want a good reputation when choosing your next vehicle. I mean, you have to make sure they're around afterwards and internet sellers are gone faster than an Iowa snow in spring. Sincerely, Bogey. Until next time, Dave and Bogey the Bulldog saying real people, reliable vehicles at Bogey Motors at the corner of Hauser and Grandview in South Muscatine.
Here's a look at your forecast from the KWPC AM 860 and FM 95.1 Weather Center. A mix of clouds and sunshine develops today with a threat for scattered storms late as highs reach the upper 80s. South winds stay at 5 to 10. Now we'll see scattered storms in the area tonight, low at about 67. That was some more scattered storms in the forecast for Wednesday. Highs will stay up in the mid 80s. 70 with a chance for storms Wednesday night, low 90s for highs Thursday. I'm weather meteorologist Paul Frobley. Right now, 70.
Welcome back to Dr. Dan the Animal Man, presented by the Riverside Animal Hospital and Dr. Dan Drehas. Please understand that the views and opinions expressed by the participants of the program are not necessarily those of the management, employees, or advertisers of this radio station. The number to call is 263-8600. And now, back to Dr. Dan the Animal Man.
We are back. This is Dr. Dan. We're talking comp, the dog park. What's comp stand for, by the way?
Citizens for an Off-Leash Muscatine Park, and that started back in like 2012.
A long time ago, yeah.
Yes.
And again, we're talking about the dog park, which will be open this fall sometime. Keep your ears and noses and tails peeled for that information out there. There's a website they could probably go to, or Facebook.
We have a Facebook page,
Okay.
Comp 4 Dogs,
Yep.
the number 4 Dogs. But as we get closer and stuff, we'll definitely have something in the Voice of Muscatine. We'll have press releases from the city. We'll have things on Comp. We'll be plastering it everywhere.
And if you want some information, you could probably stop up next weekend to
Barkto-
Barktoberfest.
Yay!
Wait, one more time. Barktoberfest. So, Barktoberfest, this has got to be like the 6th, 7th year of that?
Well, last year we were setting up and we had to...
the rain.
The lightning and thunder.
Lightning,
the
yeah.
raining was
Yeah.
all right. So, yeah, we started that in like 2012, 2013 as
Yeah.
our primary fundraiser. And really, fundraiser, yes, but more dog activity and
Yeah,
building
it's a
that.
social event. I mean, it's
Exactly.
dogs getting together with their owners, walking around Weed Park and 1 mile, 1 point.
About, it's about a mile. It's a very
Okay,
soft
it's-
mile.
Yeah, it's a.
We started down the riverfront, and we've done Discovery
remember that.
Park, we've done Weed Park. We like to rotate through.
Mm-hmm.
We've avoided the riverfront for the last 2 years because of
Yeah,
construction.
which is smart.
Maybe we go back there next year because it is a lovely path, but it is fun, and it just builds that pet community.
And some awareness. There are vendors there, or
Yeah.
information booths, or whatever you want to call it. And we've always had something, whether it's through conjunction with Riverside and the Vet Tech program
Yes.
down there with some booths, some informational booths. And the tech students are kind of excited about this again because they've been waiting a year because we had it all set up last year. But for my plug for the Vet Tech program, and what we're doing is they're providing us a tent, which we appreciate,
Yep.
I think.
Yes.
And we're going to have we have some microchips. So we'll have a home again microchip. So if you haven't had a microchip done,
Oh my
you,
gosh,
can, you
yes.
can do that at Barktoberfest.
Is it really that simple that you can?
Yep. You
Really?
inject it. We scan it to make sure it works.
Wow.
And there's like I think it's like a 25 or so, I don't know the prices for the chip itself, and then we get the information to go online and register
Yeah.
that.
Cool.
And I think that's like $15 or so. I don't know the numbers. I
think
should
it's
have had
around
that.
15.
Yeah, I don't recall specifically. So pretty reasonable, and they get that chip in there. So and if you don't know what the home again is, there's just different versions of the chip. A home again is one that we always like. The chip itself doesn't migrate, meaning once you put it in the between the shoulder blades, it won't slide underneath the skin and end up down in your leg or something like
Right.
that. It stays right there. And this has a microchip because whenever your dog is lost or heaven forbid stolen, whenever we, like at Riverside, an animal comes in and says, hey, I found this dog, and we scan it right away and go, oh, somebody owns this dog. Or goes to the Humane Society, the first thing to do is they scan it to realize, oh, it's got a microchip in it, its own, and the microchip has the code. You can look
Right.
them up, and then home again. You make your way home again. So I know the dog officer, and I can't remember her name.
The animal
right?
control officer,
So they all are aware of microchips out there. So it's a great thing to have. And on top of that, we're also going to have little stamps. Dr. Lacey out at the Vet Tech program, she has a little metal stamp, little kit, so we can make little name
Yes,
tags
that's exciting.
that have your phone number on it and your name. Because remember, people, and this is my soapbox moment. Yes, you get a rabies tag from your vet clinic. That is not an ID tag. It doesn't necessarily always get you home. So you think, oh, I got a tag on my dog. It's the rabies tag, or even the city tag.
Right.
It doesn't have your name, your phone number. So when somebody finds that, they say, hey, I got a tag. They got to get a hold of their vet. They're certainly not going to get a hold of the city. So it doesn't give you a direct
It
way
could
home.
be like a couple days. I mean,
Yeah.
And when you watch all the Muscatine dogs lost, whatever site, and just to see how many dogs get loose, I mean, just getting that chip is
So this is a
helpful,
quick way to
or
do
the
that.
tag.
Yep.
And we're always grateful for the Vet Tech students because they do bring a lot of fun, and we also put them to work.
Yep.
So
They're great for volunteering, helping out, and giving
Yeah.
directions or whatever, filling up water bowls, whatever you need them to do.
They're
They're
just-
there
they're
to help
fun.
out. So we're looking forward to that. So more information on that.
Well, that's actually one of the more exciting things, and that we're able to provide, or you guys are able to provide that service, inserting chips. And again, a reminder is just because there's a chip in there, you still have to register.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you still need to put your information. But get it done. It's invasive. It's not invasive at all.
It's just like an injection. I mean, the dogs
it's a
don't
rice.
even know it.
It's a piece of rice.
It's smaller than a little grain of rice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
it's kind of a bigger needle, but it's a nice sharp one, and the dogs don't even know it. We have good distraction.
we did have somebody online that asked if they could bring their cat. And I'm like, well, so the vet tech said yes, and I said, you know what, just bring it in a carrier.
Oh, to get microchipped.
Yeah, to get shipped.
I thought it meant on the walk.
No.
Microchipped if we find.
No, we don't. We don't need bait.
Yeah.
But
there goes the greyhounds. Woohoo!
So or like, I'm like, bring it in a crate or come talk to the vet tech and then go do the procedure in your car.
Yep.
Because you want to keep the cat contained.
Yeah, we don't want to
and feeling secure. So I mean, people are interested. It's a great thing. But for Oktoberfest, like you said, it's the 29th. It's a Saturday.
Not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Next Saturday. We always look for some away games.
So that I'm here. I've gone to Iowa State every home game, so I should be able to come up and join you guys.
There we go. Awesome. We do have a walk. We do have registration for the walk if you want the T-shirt, but we invite people to come along without registering. That just helps us fill the coffers a little. But we have the vet techs. We have a few vendors, some treats. Poop Pals will be there, which they're a great service.
Yeah.
I use them.
I use them personally.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't have a dog.
Oh, you don't?
No, it's just kidding.
You're confusing me this morning, Dan. But we just have a lot. We have contests, and that's the most fun. Is we have this costume contest. So I'll be posting the contest online tonight. What they exactly are, and those are free. Come, humiliate your dog. We have great gifts. They're usually gift certificates to restaurants and stuff. We have a couple raffles this year. A beautiful tote bag that was made in a dog pattern, and then like a Gardner Memorial Stone. Okay. So we have a lot of fun things. You get to see pets. You get to ooh and ah and go, oh.
It's a good chance to socialize your pet too.
Yes.
And again, socialize, the same thing we talked about a little bit, dog park, making sure you're bringing an appropriate dog. Do you have a right to refusal if you see a dog getting ornery to say, hey, please leave?
Or I'll ask them to move them into a different zone.
Yeah.
Why don't you walk around the long way? Because some dogs aren't meant to be around other dogs. They're not social. And that's just the way they are. It's like some people. There's grumpy old men.
Yep. And speaking of that, beans, it's 10 days away. And if you do not have your canine cough or some of those vaccines, schedule your appointment today. Riverside's phone number is 264-0761.
Because you like about a week, right?
Yeah, you kind of want to get that caught in. Don't get it the day before. So you hate to go to a Barktoberfest or the new dog park and come home with a nice hacky cough.
You could even get it walking.
Yeah.
I mean, as dogs are passing and greeting each other. It's like you said, it's not just because they're in a kennel. So we have a lot of fun stuff going on that day. It's not long. It's from we open about 10:30. The walk's at 11.
Yep.
As soon as we get back from the walk and stuff, we'll be doing the contest a little before 12, and they are a lot of fun. We humiliate the dogs like crazy.
So again, that's the 29th, 10:30. Walk starts at 11 at Weed Park.
Correct. Around to where the old tennis courts used to be. You'll see us with the tents and everything.
Follow the dogs. Follow your nose. Follow your ears.
Yep. Yes.
Follow the tail.
Follow the ears.
They've got to kind of do a loop around or so around the park.
And if people want to continue and go down the lower loop, they're more than welcome to and stuff.
And they need to have leashes?
Yes, this is an on-leash activity.
Yep.
Definitely.
And they probably should have their city tag.
Yes. We're not going to be checking, but I would recommend, but we will have information there on the dog park fees, the tags and such. If you don't have a dog, Jordan, like yourself yet, and you're just sort of like, what's the cutest breed out there? Come and visit us anyway.
I already have that answer. I'm sorry. Labrador retrievers all the way.
There you go.
Can't be beaten.
He's a man's man. He's a Labrador.
Love them.
They are nice, gentle souls and workers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And again, we're really looking forward to that because again, like I say, we missed last year with the rain and such, and what other kind of boosts do you have? You talk about some of the information type booths. You know anybody else?
Well, we have BNC Barkery, so that Avery's bringing his treats.
Treats.
We have Happy Tails will be there.
Oh, okay.
Our dog daycare business. Poop Pals, the vet techs, of course. Just going through. I believe I have somebody bringing custom collars. I hope.
Oh, cool.
That type of thing. Cool.
So a few things to do too. So even if you're not quite sure your dog is social or whatever, you can come down and get a tag.
I think the tags are cool. They're going to be very busy.
Well, they'll be fun because the owners can make them themselves. They can customize.
Yeah.
They get of course, your name, your number, and it may take a few seconds to do. It's not a a machine. Their hand stamps with a hammer and stuff like that. So they're kind of fun. And like I said, we have equipment to do that, so you can make your own little customized little.
Right.
Inexpensive, I think like $5. I think is what that little tag would run or something like that. I don't know, but a donation.
And that's a fundraiser that goes towards the vet tech.
Yeah.
So whatever's done at their booth, because they have great programs and stuff to support. So
yeah, and by the way, a quick little plug because we're about to close up the show here. The vet tech program is the SCNAVTA, which is the student chapter of their national association. As an example, what we try to do fundraisers for is we're going to the Iowa Vet Association meeting next week.
Awesome.
So that helps to fund their trips, their hotel stays, their meals, and stuff like that. So they do a lot of things to try to help promote their education and their industry as the veterinary technicians. Yep.
Great group of kids.
Yep.
They really are.
All right. Any last moment thoughts?
Come visit us at Barktoberfest and watch for information on the dog park. We are that close. I'd like to get it done here in October so we can get some fun before the Huskies go out and take it over with the snow.
All right. Until the first Tuesday of next month, this is Dr. Dan. Thanks for listening in.